three best chances in the game and have not hit the back of the net as yet.
How costly will those misses prove to be? We're 25 minutes in, and it's PSG 0, Bayern Munich 0 in the 2020 Champions League final. And it's live on TalkSport with McDonald's McDelivery. Order McDelivery now on the any weight at all on his right leg as he makes his way around, helped by two members of Bayern Munich's medical staff. So Nicolas Süle on for him. Ball from Angel Di Maria was driven through the midfield, then it hit Thomas Muller on the side of the head. It was almost the perfect pass for Lewandowski. Muller then comes back and has fouled Di Maria, has fouled Kehrer, I beg your pardon. Both arms around the centre of his international teammate. And the free kick has been given again. Scored in the final in the past. Okay, Bayern the lead against Chelsea in Munich back in 2012, only to see Chelsea end up with the silverware famously on that night. Possession is with Bayern, not too far outside their own penalty area. Played 26 minutes here on TalkSport. Stuart Pearce alongside me as Nicolas Süle lays it back to his goalkeeper. And it's played by Süle back for Neuer again. And Neuer in all grey, just clips it left-footed. Headed on by Davis, but it's nothing more than a fight ball as it's turned on by him. Kehrer winning it, Marquinhos chipping it over the top. Kehrer chasing with Davis, who's got the beating of everybody for pace, but then cynically, as Kehrer trying to get past him, Davis just stood in the way, left his leg.
Merited a yellow card or not, but certainly the referee deemed it that way. And just looking at both of these teams, I think neither of them are looking particularly to chip the ball out of play or giving poor passes to his fullbacks.
Referee has down. Neymar takes it, swung, but he did have Manuel Neuer scrambling across his line. Very grateful to hear the ball come back off the hoardings behind the goal. 0-0.
I'm not sure that's it, a teammate of his. No, it hasn't actually. It's
that's it, Silva, is it?
No, it should have been a corner. Yeah, great strike, really was a great strike. He's called it brilliantly, but no, that's not been given a corner. I don't know.
Neuer again playing out from the back. It was a slightly nervy ball with Neymar putting the pressure on the goalkeeper. PSG do win it back right on the right-hand touchline with Herrera doing well, linked against the Brazilian, who's scored 16 goals in his last 19 games and 35 in his Champions League career. Now Kimmich will be able to make his way forward. All of a sudden, a little bit more space for Bayern to work with as they make their way into PSG territory. Gnabry, again, shown inside. Still Serge Gnabry goes, but it ran away from him and Marquinhos will clear his lines. Just in a position not too dissimilar to that moment that he had against Lyon, coming in off the right-hand touchline, riding the challenges and then unleashing a quite brilliant shot. But on this occasion, he couldn't get the shooting opportunity in. And as Bayern then win it back and try and curl one with the outside of the right boot for Kimmich, it's overhit and goes out of play for a throw that PSG will take in their left-back position. And potentially against the odds, we've got through the first half-hour goalless here, but not for the one to try.
No, certainly not for the one to try. And I mean, both teams have had efforts at goal. PSG probably the slightly better efforts, I'd say.
Now Thiago Alcantara right in the challenge of Paredes in the midfield. Down it comes for Kingsley Coman. Coman on the edge of the box, right-footed effort from him, breaks away for Robert Lewandowski. Appeals for an offside, nothing given. Lewandowski then goes for goal. That one blocked by Ander Herrera. Comes out for Coman. Coman wriggling his way through inside the box. Kehrer did really well with the block. And then Di Maria is able to play it away and Herrera will get it further forward. Neymar, though, can't bring it under control. And Thiago Alcantara wins it back. Finds Kimmich. Kimmich back for Alcantara again. And then played down towards the right-hand touchline for Thomas Muller. Muller's right-footed ball curving inside the penalty area. Lewandowski with a diving header. An outstanding save from Neves. He was straight at him, but he reacted so quickly, getting his hands behind it and pushing it up in the air. And then able to gather at the second attempt.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how Silva had missed that, but looking at the replay, Kimpembe got a little touch on it and it fell brilliantly for Lewandowski. Once again, another decent effort at goal.
And now Thiago Silva is down and he's feeling his left knee. I don't know whether that was just an impact injury there, but Robert Lewandowski, been so easy to take his eye off the ball there with the amount of movement that there was ahead of him, but he still did well, almost on his knees as he got the diving header in. It was an excellent attempt and a good save as well, and Thiago Silva, I think, just hurt as he's landed, as he's tried to deal with the rebound, and he's come down and has fallen, his weight going through his left knee, and he hopefully will be okay.
Yeah, it just looks as though he's took a full impact on that left knee, doesn't it? I think if I was to put any money on where a goal might come from, Jim, it would be on probably a lost possession, potentially, of a team trying to play out. They've looked slightly vulnerable, both teams, in that respect, but certainly they won't be changing the way they play, that is for sure.
Thiago Silva's okay, and play goes on. PSG working forward, route one that time. Kimmich, able to mop up for Bayern Munich, finds Alaba striking a long ball forward, trying to get Coman isolated against Keira, and he's done brilliantly, and Coman has got there, and he's flicked it through the legs of his opponent, then turns it back on to his left foot to get the cross in. PSG will be able to bring it away. Marquinhos sending a long diagonal ball forward out towards Mbappe, but he can't control it, and Kimmich will let the ball run out of play for a throw.
That's what I do. I mentioned earlier before the game, I do like the way Bayern, if they get it in wide areas, they look to get it in the box, and because they know that, they get players in the box between the goalposts, and they burst into there, especially Müller, Lewandowski. They know where to go in the box.
Nicolas Sula on as a substitute for the injured Boateng, finding Kimmich to Goretzka. Goretzka's ball out towards the right-hand touchline, just played back by Gnabry, and Kimmich was fouled. That's a free kick that PSG will take right over on the right-hand touchline. 70 goals they've scored in 22 games in 2020. Strike rate that's not quite as impressive as Bayern's, who've scored a goal every 21 minutes in the Champions League over the course of this season. Serge Gnabry applauding the intent of a long ball forward footman there from Alaba, if not quite the execution of it. He may well have just been fractionally offside anyway. But his stretch couldn't reach it, and it goes out of play for a goal kick that will be taken by PSG. Keylor Navas working it short, getting the return ball from Kimpembe, and then driving it forward towards halfway, where Di Maria let the ball hit his right instep to guide it back for Ander Herrera. But Bayern have it with Sula. Sula's ball forward, retreating Lewandowski, chests it down, finds Davis. Davis retreating, goes way back inside his own half, runs round it, finds Alaba to Thiago Alcantara, back for Alaba again. Lewandowski again, just supplying the width on the left-hand touchline for a moment here for Bayern, but they're working it the other way, with Sula going out to the right flank for Kimmich. Then it goes back for Nicolas Sula. Sula just looks up, puts his right foot underneath it and chips it out towards Lewandowski. Lewandowski goes back for Davis. Space in the midfield for Thiago. Work forward diagonally to his left-hand side for Coman. Coman, always busy, hooking it in right-footed, and Lewandowski didn't read it. It was an excellent ball. Lewandowski, if anything, was expecting it into feet, but he'd gone for the through ball there between full-back and centre-half. And Lewandowski gambled. He might just have been able to flick that either side of Keylor Navas, but it wasn't to be, and it remains 0-0 as we go into the final 10 minutes of an absorbing first half that hasn't necessarily played out as we expected. But there have been chances, just neither side have been able to take them so far.
Yeah, as I say, it's been an intriguing game, it certainly has. It's been pretty open, as we suspected it might be, but just we haven't rattled the back of the net as yet. Coman on that occasion just cut inside, and I think his strike force come up thinking the defensive line was coming up and just wrong-footed them.
Possession 60-40 in Bayern's favour at the moment, both sides with 5 shots, just the one on target apiece up to this point. Either side will be unduly unhappy with the way things have gone so far. Both might look back to isolated opportunities and think that a little bit of luck, things could be going their way. PSG in possession towards the edge of the Bayern penalty area. Free kick is given against Lewandowski. And the Herrera trying to turn, and Lewandowski just caught it from behind. And the Herrera losing possession in the midfield, then winning it back, but only after Marquinhos had fouled Lewandowski. And here's a free kick to Bayern Munich, about 15 outside the penalty area, left of centre.
Yeah, just a sloppy phase of play there by both teams, really, giving unnecessary fouls away, but as Bayern have got the opportunity of popping in the box now.
Marquinhos just overstretching, catching Robert Lewandowski, makes his way forward. A number of set-piece specialists in this team. Navas with his bleach blonde hair, standing with his right shoulder against his right-hand post, and he's waving the wall to its right-hand side. He's not happy with the positioning of it. Now the Costa Rican is happy and makes his way back in. Joshua Kimmich, the player standing over this. Goretzka poised to make a run from deep. Kimmich swinging it in, right-footed. The heads go up for an excellent defensive header from Marquinhos, and then played forward by Gnabry, but he can't find a teammate, and it goes out of play for a goal kick which will be taken by Navas. Marquinhos had covered that run of Goretzka, was able to head the ball away. Sula, had he missed it, was coming around the back as well. That was a crucial contribution from the Brazilian. He's made a couple of crucial contributions at the other end in the last couple of games with goals. PSG moments away from being eliminated in the quarter-final stage against Atalanta of Italy. Made it through with Marquinhos equalising in the 90th minute, and then Eric Choupo-Moting scoring a stoppage time winner. And then saw off Leipzig easily in the semi-final. Their 3-0 win over Leipzig was easier than Bayern's 3-0 over Lyon in the other semi. But neither side unduly stretched, but both have been so far tonight. And the Herrera's given a free kick away. Foot going between the legs of Davis, and then coming around with the right foot, he's caught his man as well for good measure. And the free kick given against the Spaniard, which Bayern have taken. And Sula works a high ball forward down the right-hand side. It's an excellent delivery. Gnabry with an opportunity to let it bounce. And then coming back to cover, Bernat did his best to make out he was playing for the ball, and then trying to miss it, but it just brushed him and goes out of play for a corner, which is the first that Bayern have won. With 6 minutes to go to half-time. Yeah,
great movement there by Gnabry. Just dipped in and then just spun in behind. And very, very unfortunate not to get first contact and cross in the box.
Kimmich to take the corner. Gnabry and Muller standing in the 6-yard box. Sula and Lewandowski by the penalty spot. It's handed away by Kimpembe. And straight out for a throw that Kimmich will take. Much nearer the edge of the penalty area than the corner flag. Waiting for some movement. Muller made a darting run towards the corner flag. And Kimmich, almost for a moment like a show jumper doing dressage, just to make 4 or 5 steps down the touchline with the ball in his hand.
I think he gained about 10 yards going in the wrong direction there, just to get an angle on the throw-in.
It was first and 20 by the time he took it. Another free kick has been given. This one goes against Mbappe, who was claiming that he was going shoulder to shoulder with Kimmich, but he shoved the German over, and the free kick is taken short. Forward they come. Bayern Munich, 40 on the clock, 0-0. Ball is on the left-hand side with Davis. Good ball in from him. And Marquinhos there with a poor touch to get it away. PSG will take it out towards the left-hand touchline, where Mbappe this time gets the better of his personal battle with Kimmich, and then rather disdainfully waves the imaginary yellow card at the referee.
I'll tell you what, just looking at that last cross that come in the box there, it was Bernat who just got in front of Lewandowski. If he hadn't have done so, I think there would have been a clear header at goal. You can probably see why PSG defensively are so good. They do get people in the right areas. Marquinhos was the one before that who got a wonderful defensive header to clear.
Neymar forced to drop deep in a bid to try and influence proceedings. Ball ends up at the feet of his goalkeeper. Navas will get it away. High right-footed clearance from him. Kimmich heading it forward and just nodded down by Marquinhos to Neymar. Neymar past the first challenge, past the second challenge. Di Maria in space to his right-hand side. He's played him in. Di Maria cutting inside, trying to get away from Davis. Flicks it back through towards Herrera. He ends up losing possession on the edge of the penalty area, and now Bayern can bring it away with Goretzka. Lewandowski bending his run to get onside, and it's a clever ball flick round the corner to him from Goretzka. Lewandowski picks it up on the right-hand touchline, and Marquinhos has covered a huge amount of ground to come back and cover the cross and put it out of play for a corner.
Yeah, I'm picking up on your words, Jim, before the game about the importance of Marquinhos in this game, and he's filled the hole when it's gone in behind on a couple of occasions there, and he's got defensive header earlier, then he's got back in and filled a hole when it was 2-on-2 in the box. Really important.
Bayern have a second corner in quick succession. 3 to go to half-time at 0-0 on TalkSport. Kimmich, plenty of air underneath it this time. Lewandowski going up for it. It curved away from him. Davis picks up the loose ball 10 yards outside the penalty area. Can't make anything happen. Süle then guides it to his left-hand side for Alaba. He goes back for his goalkeeper, Neuer. Trademark Neuer position about 20 yards outside his own penalty area as he picks it up. Then Thiago Alcantara lays it back for Süle. Süle near the edge of the D. Will turn under pressure from Neymar. Find Thiago again. Thiago Alcantara back for Goretzka to Süle. Süle working it forward intelligently, and here Bayern can build from deep with Müller. Müller, they're getting forward vertically up the field very quickly. Davis trying to work it in for Coman. That one's blocked. Davis thought about shepherding it back out of play for a throw. In the end, he played it on the touchline. Guides it back for Alaba. Alaba finds Süle, and they will build again. Süle in the midfield of Goretzka. Thiago Alcantara wide for Kimmich. The right back level with the edge of the PSG penalty area as he picks it up. Gets it onto his left foot. Back for Thiago. Now Leon Goretzka. Not quite within shooting range for a player who's got a good strike from distance in the locker. Thiago for Gnabry. Back for Kimmich. Left-footed ball. A little reverse ball down the line for Müller. And Kimpembe followed him every inch of the way. It's gone out of play for a goal kick. 0-0. Now we're about to go to the final minute of the first half.
Yeah, clever movement there by Müller. Made a little diagonal run, started into the box, and Pembe, no, he couldn't touch him in any way, shape or form, but just ushered him out of play.
Thiago Silva almost caught in two minds with Gnabry bearing down on him, and then Kimpembe backing his footballing ability has just played it out of trouble away from Müller, who was judged to have fouled him. And the referee has let Kimpembe off the hook as he was playing it out from the back. He's put under all kinds of pressure, and if contact only appeared minimal there from Müller on Kimpembe, just enough for the free kick to be given, but he lost possession to Lewandowski as he tried to play out from the back.
I'm not sure the risk and reward was worth it on that occasion, Jim. I'm really not.
Di Maria has possession on the PSG right hand side, throws himself to ground under challenge from Davis, nothing given. Bayern will play it out to the back. Oh, it's given away by Alaba. Right to Mbappe inside the area. And the Herrera back for Mbappe. And Neuer makes the save. That was a massive chance for PSG right at the end of the first half. Bayern shooting themselves in the foot. David Alaba with the mistake. And a poor finish from Kylian Mbappe means that he hasn't been punished. Bayern's clean sheet still intact, but they're hugely fortunate. Here's Coman at the other end, right-footed ball in from him. Gnabry can control it, right-hand side of the area. He's beaten under Herrera, gets inside the box, and Navas blocks the cross. And all of a sudden it's opened up again in first half stoppage time. Now a long ball forward past the Bayern high line, but coming out, sweeping up. Manuel Neuer got it right. Thiago Alcantara, who he's found, can lay it off for Goretzka. Goretzka bringing it forward out towards Coman. Coman on the edge of the penalty area. So stretched these final moments of the first half. Coman goes through inside the box. All eyes on the referee as he goes down. And the VAR might get involved here. The initial decision from Daniele Orsato is that he fell over. But I just wonder whether the VAR, Massimiliano Irrati, will say that there is a question to answer, because he got goal side of Thilo Kehrer. Kehra's left hand was on the shoulder of Coman. The contact certainly wasn't enough to put him down in the manner in which he went down. And play will resume with a throw.
I
High ball in from Thiago, straight through for Navas. And Daniele Orsata brings the first half to an end.
Yeah, we had a sort of mad last 2 minutes there, didn't we, where the game went from end to end, give up a possession. Was that a penalty? Well, there was a hand on the shoulder, but probably slightly not enough for me to be given.
A match that promised to be such a high-scoring affair goes in at half-time at 0-0, but only because Kylian Mbappe fluffed his lines with a rare opportunity right at the end of the half. The most crucial moment of the night still lies ahead. Half-time in Lisbon, Paris Saint-Germain 0, Bayern Munich 0.
Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce here on TalkSport tonight. Andy Brass will be telling us exactly what he's got for us a little later on tonight during this half-time break, as well as we look ahead to the Trans-European Express. Andy Goldstein and Mark the Knowledge Langdon alongside the boys tonight. Looking forward to that a little later. Stuart and Jim, really, that first half, it had its moments, no doubt about that. Does it, in a way, tell you that perhaps some of these big wins that these sides have had before this, particularly Bayern Munich, that Barcelona really weren't all that, and one or two others really let themselves down? This has been a good final.
I think both teams have been more clinical leading into this game. I've got to say, they've both shown that they can hurt each other. But when they have got into those clinical areas, they've not found the finish, the final pass, or probably that little bit of good fortune.
Just what it makes it. Take Neuer at the moment, obviously for Bayern Munich. He somehow makes saves that others wouldn't. I mean, the one early on, which he's somehow got to, and it's going through his legs, but he's just got enough on it, and then he makes the second save and everything. He does that so often. It's not just a bit of luck,
It's positional play, and it's not panicking when you're in those positions. That is absolutely key. And once again, he's kept his team in it with a decent save or two.
And right at the end there, you're hearing with Jim's brilliant commentary as always with Mbappe. That really was a lame, tame shot, wasn't it?
Well, I couldn't believe that Di Maria's pulled one back to Mbappe, albeit I think if you're in that position, he's got to shoot. And I think Di Maria's been guilty of a couple of opportunities where he hasn't put it on his right foot and just unloaded a shot. He's pulled it back. He's got a bit fortunate that it didn't go direct. It went directly to Mbappe, and Mbappe, as you rightly said, just didn't get enough power on it.
But then all of a sudden, even for the last few minutes, or the last few seconds really, everything suddenly gets stretched again. They sort of go through these phases, don't they? And they were back to where they started. The
last 2 or 3 minutes were quite incredible. I think it's been a very open game in certain respects. For me, the biggest crime that any team's going to commit in this game is giving the ball away at the back. And that last opportunity there for PSG, it was a poor giveaway in your own box. You cannot afford to do that. But both teams have been guilty of it.
They have. Lewandowski's come perhaps the closest of all hitting the post.
He did. It was a poor effort for him. Great turn, but he just didn't get his shot away. He's almost scuffed it, and that almost helped him out in some respects. It flat-footed Navas. But listen, it hit the post and come out. It is an open game. It will continue to be an open game. But we're looking for that little spark of magic and cleverness and clinical finishing to get a team in front.
They've nearly showboated at times a little bit too much, both sides, There's been one or twice. I mean, Di Maria's done one or two great things, but then at other times he's just tried the drag and what have you when just a simple ball is on.
I agree. I think they've played that extra pass in the box. Someone needs to be a touch selfish, especially in the PSG ranks. I think Bayern not so much, but certainly PSG. I totally agree with you, Sags.
Well, the nutritionist wife, of course, of Lewandowski sorts him out. He eats his sweet before he eats his protein and his carbs, because that will digest perfectly. And how about this one, Stuart? Apparently, he only sleeps on his left-hand side to save his right leg.
Well, I've not heard of that, but listen, with his goal-scoring record, he's doing something right. And when I get home tonight back to the hotel, I'm sleeping on my left side and see if I can wake my right leg up.
What do you reckon, Jim? I think this could be a long night, and it's but you never know here. I mean, this game, there have been the chances. They just need to find something. It hasn't been cagey particularly. It's just been a bit messy.
It has been a little bit messy tonight, and I think that, you know, it's a Champions League final. You think what's at stake? 7 years since Bayern have won it, PSG have never won it. It's understandable that maybe a few players are betraying the odd sign of nerves. They wouldn't be human if that wasn't the case. I've always thought that this was going to go to extra time tonight, and that PSG would end up lifting the cup. I've seen nothing really to dissuade me from that opinion at the moment. But somebody has to take a chance, and as Stuart's been saying, I think that there's an individual error that's looming somewhere that could have a major bearing on what we see.
Well, it's been a good 45 minutes. We can't say too much more than that. There have been chances, but we're still waiting for one of the superstars to light up this stadium in Lisbon tonight.
So, to the end of this, the longest ever Champions League campaign. The 65th European Cup final. Neymar making the run, and Mbappe playing him in. Neuer making the save, and then when it's pulled back by Neymar from the dead ball line, Lewandowski on the turn, gets his shot away, hits the post. Angel Di Maria lays it back for Ander Herrera, back for Di Maria again. Should have scored. He's put it over the bar as he went for the top left-hand corner. Muller's right-footed ball curving inside the penalty area. Lewandowski with a diving header. An outstanding save from Neves. He was straight at him, but he reacted so quickly. Bayern will play it out to the back. Oh, it's given away by Alaba. Right to Mbappe inside the area. And the Herrera back for Mbappe. And Neuer makes the save. That was a massive chance for PSG right at the end of the first half. Half-time in Lisbon. Paris Saint-Germain 0, Bayern Munich 0.
The UEFA Champions League live on TalkSport with Arnold Clark. The UK's best used car deals, guaranteed. Search arnoldclark.com.
Businesses, this is for you. Now that we've left the EU and will soon be leaving the Customs Union, it's time for you to take action and plan for our new start. If you're running a business, trading with the EU, or you employ international staff, there's lots to do to keep your business moving. Go to gov.uk/transition for the simple, personalised tool where you can find the actions you need to take to support your business. Check the guidance, make the changes, and let's get going for the UK's new start.
Hi, Ocado, it's Waitrose. Listen, it's been fun, but we're leaving. And we're taking the quinoa. You know, the Love Life multi-seeded quinoa. Oh, and our essential extra mature cheddar, #1 fair trade Javan coffee, Dutchy organic broccoli, and our hand-carved jamon iberico. And we should probably throw in our perfectly ripe avocados, morello cherry and almond tart, our Scottish oak smoked salmon, and essential cod fish fingers. Oh, and we mustn't forget our fresh essential...
Voicemail full.
On the 1st of September, we're parting ways with Ocado. So if you're looking for Waitrose branded products, the only place you'll find them is in our stores or on Waitrose.com.
Imagine winning 10 grand. Yes! With Set for Life, you can win 10 grand every month for 30 years.
Get in! Amazing! Woo! Yes! Sweet! Unbelievable!
Set for Life from the National Lottery. Your numbers make amazing happen. Play Monday online or on the app. Prize may be capped. Rules, procedures and game-specific rules apply. Players must be 16 or over.
Right now, everyone wants to stay entertained for less. So we're giving you a massive entertainment package for a teeny tiny price. TalkTalk TV and Faster Fibre is just £25.50 a month, fixed for 18 months, plus a year of Amazon Prime on us. Average speeds of 38 megabits a second, plus unlimited fast delivery. Thousands of movies, TV shows and more from Amazon Prime. Search TalkTalk TV. TalkTalk for everyone. Offer ends 2nd of September, subject to availability. T's and C's apply.
Time is running out to get an extra deposit contribution of £500 towards a new Nissan Qashqai, X-Trail, or next generation Nissan Duke when you order by the 14th of September. That's on top of a 3-month payment holiday and free roadside assistance available across the range. Visit nissan.co.uk/extra 500. 0% APR representative on Qashqai and X-Trail N-Tech. 4.99% APR representative on Duke, excludes Vizia. Available on PCP Nissan Finance. Registered by 30th of September 2020. Participating dealers only. T's and C's apply.
Businesses, this is for you. Now that we've left the EU and will soon be leaving the customs union, it's time for you to take action and plan for our new start. If you're running a business, trading with the EU, or you employ international staff, there's lots to do to keep your business moving. Go to gov.uk/transition for the simple, personalised tool where you can find the actions you need to take to support your business. Check the guidance, make the changes, and let's get going for the UK's new start.
UEFA Champions League live on TalkSport with McDonald's McDelivery. Order McDelivery now on the Uber Eats app. See mcdonalds.co.uk McDelivery for more. The UEFA Europa League final, live with Mark Saggers on TalkSport.
Back with Jim and Stuart very shortly for the second half to come, possibly still extra time, possibly penalties, and then we are in the capable hands of Andy Brassel, Andy Goldstein and Mark, the Knowledge Langdon, with the boys tonight. Andy, good to see you. First of all, what are your thoughts on that first 45?
Really impressed. I thought it was really, really entertaining spectacle. Certain lessons haven't been learnt by either teams, both teams defensively. But considering some of the finals we've had in recent years and the KG affairs they've been, I think it's been everything we've hoped for, give or take a few goals so far. So there's plenty much more to hope for in the second half. A lot of the big players have turned up. Yeah. There's intention on both sides.
What they haven't delivered, though, is the finish.
Well, absolutely, and we were just saying when we were talking about it off air, weren't we, that Kylian Mbappe scores that last chance just before half-time in his sleep most weeks. So it is an occasion that can get to the biggest players. And, you know, even though they're playing in this really unusual enclosed environment, which I think maybe plays to Paris Saint-Germain's advantage more than it does Bayern Munich's. I mean, if you go back to the second leg of the last 16 against Dortmund, maybe you could argue the game that turned their European season. It felt a lot more controllable to them because it was behind closed doors. And so it should really work for them. But still, there's that sense of occasion. They'll know that back at the Parc des Princes, there are 2,000 family members, sort of famous supporters, former players, kids who work with the foundation. So there is that sense of occasion.
It is. I mean, they've also pedestrianised the Champs-Élysées tonight so that everybody can get sorted there and also follow the game as well. But I think that the one thing for me is that we'll really see if things have changed that much is when we get towards the end of the game here and whether they continue to play this way or it's going to be back into their shell and think, I don't want to be the one to make the mistake.
I don't think Bayern can play like that under Hansi Flick. I'm just not really convinced that's an option. I mean, we saw in the semi-final against Lyon that they, especially after Serge Gnabry opened the scoring, they realised they'd been caught out a couple of times and they dropped. They dropped the defensive line 10 yards. But they do like to play on the front foot, so they're never going to be defending their own penalty box, and that is a bit of an issue for them, particularly with the pace of Mbappe as it goes on. As far as Paris Saint-Germain, because they've not been in this situation before, if you think, even going back to 2013, there were, 6 Bayern players who were involved in that 2013 game. There's nothing like that for Paris Saint-Germain.
No, but I think as well, we was talking about it, at times, it's not showboating, but just Di Maria's done it a couple of times and the others, rather than make the simple pass effective right on the edge of the box, they've just tried to do one or two things extra. There's been a bit of showmanship going on there. At times, they've got to just do the simple things and create that way.
Don't you think that kind of happens when you sign star players?
Yeah, it does.
They're these sort of guys with an overdeveloped sense of responsibility who think, I must make this my night. It's up to me to go and win it.
That's all the big egos together.
Exactly. It's a bit like Cristiano Ronaldo in the 2009 final in Rome. And I think he looked back on that and changed things afterwards. What Paris Saint-Germain do have in their favour is exactly the sort of midfield that you need to go into this game. I think Leandro Paredes has been terrific in this first half. Obviously only in the team because Verratti's not fit enough. So they do have that practical midfield. Ander Herrera is another one who's had a great first half. So that works for them.
Could be down to the bosses as well and who they decide to bring on and when that's going to be. What else you got for us tonight?
Well, obviously, a lot of it's going to be dominated by the Champions League. We'll be looking back on Friday night's Europa League final, another great final that was. And, of course, we'll be looking at what's going on at Barcelona now with Ronald Koeman at the home and what happens with Mr. Messi.
Interesting. Great stuff. Andy Brassel, alongside Andy Goldstein and Mark the Knowledge Langdon, and they're open for business with Trans Euro Express. coming away at the completion of this game, which could be in 45, it could be extra time, it could be penalties, it could be drama all the way. I think it will be quite dramatic. No goals to tell you about, certainly chances at both ends in that first half, and something for everybody to think about. Who is going to settle in this second half first, and who's going to create that first chance, and this time hopefully take it? Here's Jim.
Well, thank you very much, Sags. The two sets of players, as we look at the pictures on our monitors here in London, just making their way out of the tunnel. Robert Lewandowski and Neymar leaving the tunnel together, one much more briskly than the other, and no eye contact between the pair of them. Thomas Tuchel hops across to sit on his makeshift seat, yes, his perch. A big hamper that he's got. I'd like to think if they win that all of a sudden he'd get up off the hamper. He's hurt his leg, which is why he's on that hamper, and there would be a load of champagne and celebratory t-shirts inside there that he's just sitting on. But there's a long way to go before that can happen. These are the two teams. Navas in goal for PSG, Kehrer, Thiago Silva, Kimpembe and Bernat, Herrera, Marquinhos, Paredes, Di Maria, Neymar and Mbappe. Bayern with Neuer in goal, Kimmich, Sula, who came on for the injured Boateng, Alaba and Davis, Thiago Alcantara and Goretzka, Gnabry, Muller and Koeman, and Lewandowski. Davis the only player in the book. It's 0-0 as we just wait for Daniele Orsato's signal to get the second half underway, which we have now. Bayern in all red, kicking from left to right. PSG in their traditional kit, predominantly dark blue, but with the central white band and a red stripe down the middle of that as well. Kimmich, again, with his dancing feet, hopping one way and then the other, preparing to take a throw. Which is launched down the right-hand touchline. Lewandowski trying to flick it on. Gnabry winning it back, laying it back for Thiago Alcantara. He can work it square to his left. Davis letting fly from distance, but Thiago Silva's there, blocking it only a couple of yards inside the PSG penalty area. Playing it out. Di Maria can't bring it away. It was Davis that sorted that. He then wriggles away from Di Maria's challenge as Thiago Alcantara plays it towards him. But Ander Herrera's done well to win it back for PSG, and he finds the white-booted Neymar in the centre circle. Wide from him to Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe with an opportunity to run at Kimmich. And Thomas Muller came back and just did enough to put him off his stride. Doubled up with Kimmich. And Mbappe, helped back to his feet, is a little bit frustrated that he didn't get a free kick. Ball worked wide out to the Bayern left for Robert Lewandowski. He will play it behind square for Goretzka. It's just on the edge of the centre circle when he lays it back for Thiago Alcantara, and he emerges from the centre circle to play the ball into the feet of Goretzka again. A few misplaced passes in the opening 90 seconds of this second half, in keeping with what we saw in the first 45 minutes as well. Alaba's ball forward. Kimmich coming in off the right-hand touchline, chests it down. And then Gnabry just ran out of room on the right-hand touchline, and possession goes PSG's way. There's a throw that they will take on the left-hand side. We're 2 minutes into the second half here on Talk Sport. PSG 0, Bayern Munich 0, and alongside me, Stuart Pearce. Stuart, any changes do you think that will be going through the minds of either coach at the moment?
I think in a final, I think both teams will be pleased with the opportunities they've had on the opposition's goal. I think Bayern have had to work harder for their opportunities than PSG have. So I think both managers will be quite happy with the scoreline as is at present, but they'll know in their mind that the opportunity, when it does arise, has to be taken, because they'll fear if you do keep missing opportunities, whichever team you are, the opposition will score eventually.
And Herrera's just been upended, and it's a free kick to PSG, which they've worked back inside their own half. But they have possession now with Paredes. Paredes squared on his left-hand side for Herrera. Alaba stops his progress down the right-hand touchline, launching it forward. Davis and Koeman chasing after it. Koeman closest to it. It's played back comfortably enough to Keylor Navas, and then will be played out from the back to Paredes. Back out towards Neymar again. Neymar combining so well on the right-hand touchline with Di Maria, and he'll make his way forward. Couldn't slip it in. It was Kehrer, I beg your pardon, making his way forward. Had Neymar to his left, done the hard work, but then couldn't supply the routine pass, and Bayern will be able to bring it away again. 3.5 into the second half on TalkSport, and it's still 0-0.
I think Barca turned down the opportunity to play the ball in behind Bayern's back line. And I think there's been 3 occasions in this half alone when PSG could have played that ball in behind and turned the opportunity down.
Coman, the Parisian, playing it in inside the PSG penalty area. Lewandowski liking what he saw there as Thiago Silva was forced to slide it away and out for the first corner of the second half, which will be taken by Bayern. They had 2 apiece in the first period. Another opportunity now for the set-piece specialists to make something happen. Muller will come across this time and stand in front of the goalkeeper, Navas. 2 or 3 making runs from deep. Nicolas Sula lurking with intent towards the back post as well. It's worked short by Kimmich to Thiago Alcantara. Back for Kimmich again. The corner of the penalty area when he gets the return ball. PSG will then push out as he's worked it back for Alaba. Alaba clipping a straight one forward, brought down on the chest by Lewandowski, and then as he tried to drag it back onto his right foot, it was cleared into him and out of play for a throw that will be taken on the PSG left-hand side. It's good defending by Breno Kimpembe, and it remains 0-0 in this game between 2 such prolific teams. The only Parisian failures to score in more than 100 games at home to Reims in September, and also in the recent League Cup final success that PSG had against Lyon. They won that on penalties after 120 goalless minutes. It means that they're on for the quadruple tonight, having won both of the domestic cup competitions and the league. Bayern on for the treble if they are successful tonight. Play again stops as the referee Orsato wants a word with Serge Gnabry, whose petulant reaction after a coming together between himself and Neymar just results in a free kick. Neymar, I think, was the first player to be fouled, and as he knew that he'd been caught by Goretzka and he tumbled in and flicked a foot out at Gnabry, who was an innocent bystander. It's been sorted out, and play will continue with Bayern in possession inside their own half with Alaba. Alaba finding Thiago Alcantara, put under pressure by Neymar. He's clipped it right-footed down to the right-hand touchline for Kimmich, knocked away by Paredes and then cleared by Di Maria into Serge Gnabry. Neymar is able to pick it up. It's just a little retribution then from Gnabry on Neymar, and Paredes has taken exception to that, and he pushes Gnabry off the ball, who stands his ground petulantly, and I think the referee might have something to say. And that was a little bit of inexperience from Serge Gnabry a few moments prior to that.